Joining us now to size up the Philippine property market, Rick Santos, Chairman and CEO and owner of Santos Knight Frank. Rick, hi, great to see you. Welcome to Market Edge.
Mimi, great to see you again. Good morning.
Good morning. So just a quick comment on the GDP. I mean, when you've got an economy slowing 4.3% in Q2, maybe further slow down for the rest of the year, does this impact transactions in the property landscape?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I think it is positive growth stats. We're not off that much in terms of what was predicted, but globally we're still definitely growing pretty quickly in light of post-COVID phenomena. So we're still optimistic, and we're optimistic on the rebound of the property sector. So the things you talked about, whether it's the growth stats or whether it's United Airlines coming in and some positive news, as things have now opened up again, and we're definitely back to business after COVID.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are you back to pre-COVID levels?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things. We're getting there. I think in terms of, we've just done a global survey called Your Space. It talks about Knight Frank's study, where about 87% of the people are now looking at office first, and only about 12% are looking at the hybrid model. So I must say that the Philippines and India are some of the best performing office markets globally, because office is a huge central part of the equation. And I think one of the things, you talked about business, you talk about some of the drivers. The big part of that is offices, because getting people into the office, into cities, getting people to shop, retail, absolutely huge. So getting people back into the cities is extremely important. So, and our studies reflect that. So we are coming back to pre-COVID levels in certain sectors.
Okay. I believe you're betting big on the BPO growth as well as a major driver for the office space. How much more? I mean, are they just, is it just backfilling, the office spaces left empty by POGOs, for example, or are they also, demanding new space to be built?
A little of both, actually. I mean, we are seeing expansion in the BPO sector. If you look at the macro numbers in 2022, the BPO sector did over 32 billion. So, and you look at an increase of 10% year-on-year growth in that sector. So we're also seeing a lot of growth in the provincial areas. We're seeing a lot of growth in Pampanga, Bacolod, Davao, Iloilo, Cagayan de Oro, etc. So we're seeing a lot of growth in the region. But in terms of the stats, we're looking at a positive trajectory in terms of full-time employees and whatnot. So, and also for every one BPO job, we've got close to 1.8 million BPO jobs directly. We have 4 to 5 spin-off jobs. So it is a big part of the sector. POGOs had been hit, but they're easing back. And also you're seeing new groups come in, whether it's AI is the big sector. So we'll see some jobs under pressure by AI, others basically creating new value-added jobs in the BPO sector. We're also seeing some corporates are basically rationalizing space, other new startups coming in. So we are seeing an exciting market. We also are seeing a demand for green buildings that espouse ESG principles. So we'll potentially see a lot more redevelopment of buildings that are kind of 20 years old and don't have the LEED certification. So we're seeing a lot of activity, a lot of trading in the property sector now. Obviously, when interest rates have gone up, some people needing to sell, other people having cash, wanting to buy. So it's an exciting environment for the property market. We're seeing a lot of trading, actually. So it's definitely a tenant's market on the office side. So if you're a tenant, probably a great time to negotiate. If you're a buyer, we're seeing properties come available for sale and portfolios coming available for sale we hadn't seen in quite a long time. We're also seeing the influx of overseas international institutional investment, private equity, et cetera. So overseas buyers and overseas lenders as well. So renewed activity from the overseas market as well.
Rick, you mentioned it's a tenant's market. How are rental rates today? I heard, at least from the residential side, that the rental rates are about 20-30% off where they were pre-COVID. What about for the office side?
Yeah, you talk about the residential market. We have seen residential market took a hit. We've seen some bounce back there. In terms of the office market, we're not back to our pre-COVID levels yet. I think we are seeing a flight to quality. And I think what we're seeing there is if you have a modern building that's built with LEED certification, say pre-certified gold or platinum, you're looking at an attractive market. So in terms of coming back up to pre-COVID levels. However, if you have a grade B 20-year-old building that doesn't have all the ESG related principles, and you won't be on the list of buildings that are going to be looked at by multinational BPOs, call centers, et cetera. And of the BPO sector, about 90% of those BPOs are U.S. multinationals. So that's a big criteria for them. So, but you are seeing in other parts of the world. I mean, our vacancy rate here. I mean, we just did a big report on Cebu as well. Vacancy rates. It might have gone as far as 24% Cebu. Now it's back to the 20% mark. You say you go to San Francisco, I mean, you've got a real problem there with 30-40% vacancy rates or more. So we are seeing the need to be back in the office there. We always kind of argued for that, and you're even seeing companies like Zoom sending their employees back into the office. The tech companies, the big tech companies. So I think this whole face-to-face office experience is hugely important for training staff, for the mental health of staff, for teamwork, and that's a big part of the Philippines as well. One of the reasons that people outsource their call centers or BPO to the Philippines is the great customer care they get here, and that need for collaboration. So. And a lot of these companies that are putting their offices overseas here, the big Fortune 1000 companies, et cetera, they want people to be in their office, and they're realizing as well some of the benefits of work from home for the first 6 months really haven't been sustainable. So we're seeing study after study to telling people, hey, listen, it's good business. It's good for people's in mental health. It's good for people's teamwork and camaraderie, and also it's much more efficient in terms of being able to execute to get people back into the office. So, and that's been great. I mean, so the schools are open again, the offices are open again. Retail is actually, we're seeing revenge retail spending. Movie theaters are open again. Planes are coming in from the States as well. So we're seeing an optimistic environment. So in terms of growth statistics and optimism, we're looking for a much stronger Q3 and Q4, and a lot more trading in the office sector like we haven't seen years before.
Rick, I'm not sure if you mentioned Cebu already because the line got choppy in the middle, but I know that you're taking a very special look at Cebu. You're betting big on its infrastructure ambitions. Tell us more about this. You have a Cebu report that's actually just come out. I mean, what are you looking at there? Is it residential, commercial, retail?
Yes, Cebu is we've got a large operation in Cebu. I was in Cebu last week at a tech real estate conference. So it's really a thriving hub beyond Metro Manila. Vacancy is gone from 24% to below 20% year on year. We're seeing a 4% average increase in lease rates, so about 702 pesos per square meter per month versus 678 year on year. And Cebu has really retained its attractiveness as a top choice, in the Visayas, and there's a lot of activity. So we do a lot of work with our India office in Philippines and India. There's great parallel in terms of what we're seeing there. So we see a lot of comparisons there with Bangalore from an IT BPM perspective, and we see Cebu as one of the top regional markets as well. Well, once again, Davao, Ilo, CDO, et cetera, all the way down to Zamboanga. Some opportunities in North. Clark is becoming extremely active in a lot of the developments that are going on in Clark. Subic, there's some activity up there, and also going up north. So we are seeing a lot of interest in your traditional call center BPO shared services group now looking into the regions for opportunities for hiring, and so we see that as an exciting opportunity. So it's not just Metro Manila, it's also the provincial areas as well, which is great for countryside growth and decongesting the big cities.
This is actually very much aligned to the IT BPM industry's target. They're looking at a 6-year roadmap, which started last year. They're looking to add 1.1 million new direct jobs, and many of those, as you mentioned, will be focused on the countryside. Just final question, Rick, viewers of this program want to stay ahead. So where are the opportunities? You did mention a few, Cebu, Davao, Iloilo, some up north, but are there new names, new next wave cities emerging aside from the usual suspects?
Yeah, I think we're seeing a lot of interest up in the Ilocos area as well. And I think it's really a hunt for talent, right? Whether we start with the primary cities, move into the secondary cities, and look at tertiary cities, we're seeing more interest up in Baguio as well. So, but then also a strengthening in the Metro Manila market also. So, but yeah, we really like Cebu, we really like Davao, we really like CDO, we really like Iloilo, we really like Clark. We see some renewed activity in Subic, more interest in the Ilocos area.
Okay.
So, but it's really a hunt for manpower and talent, because the Philippines talent base is amazing. So that's really the secret sauce and the competitive edge. So, and we're seeing. Actually, we did a report also with our India operation. We're seeing that from an efficiency point of view, actually, it's actually working out to be more cost effective for BPOs to operate from a cost effectiveness point of view, from an efficiency point of view, based upon the efficiency of office space. So, but yeah, the Philippines and India really collaborate quite a bit. And they have become kind of the back office workplace that keeps North America going. So I think we'll see that outsourcing continue. We will see advancements in AI. We're also seeing a lot of advancements in the creative industry. A lot of software development for games and gaming companies, entertainment, that type of thing. So, but it's exciting again. It's exciting to be back in the cities. There is traffic. Traffic means business, but the offices are filling up again. All the local conglomerates have basically required their staff to come back. The multinationals as well are soon following suit. So as we said with our, Knight Frank, your space report, it's exciting that 87% of the companies globally now have office as a strategic part of their strategy.
All right. And we thought we weren't going to go back to the office. Here we are. Rick, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and thank you for the insights. See you soon.
Mimi, great to talk with you. Always a pleasure. And I think the best thing your listeners can do is listen to your sage advice, and they'll make some money.
All right. On that note,
see
see you soon.